Good morning and welcome to Thanksgiving 2021. I'm going to be preparing several things today. The turkey breast, the green bean casserole, a sweet potato casserole. So let's get started by beginning with the turkey. I'll be doing the turkey breast today. Please excuse my appearance. It is currently 3:13 in the morning and I'm a little bit still not completely awake. So let's get started so I can go back to bed. Now first we're going to start with our turkey and 2 tablespoons of butter. You want to rub the butter onto the turkey. Look good. And it is true, butter makes just about everything better. Try to get some under the skin as well. Oh, sorry, make sure I don't get out of camera range here. Now this is a slow cooker recipe, that's why I'm up so early. After I get this started, I'll be going back to bed for a couple of hours anyway. Okay. You probably getting bored, I hope not, with just watching me butter the turkey. And the reason I'm just doing a turkey breast rather than an entire turkey is it's just myself and my roommates, and an entire turkey just seemed like a lot for just 3 people. It looks as if whoever processed this didn't get all the feather quills out, but that's it. That's one less feather. Okay, that looks good. I haven't used up the entire 2 tablespoons, but it looks pretty good to me, so we're going to leave it there. And we're going to wash the butter off of my hands. Anyway, yeah, like I said, now it's 3:18 in the morning. That's why I had the morning face you saw earlier. Let me get now we take 2 tablespoons of our Herbes de Provence. Although I think 1 tablespoon would be more than enough. After all, we don't want to overwhelm the turkey. Now we just add a little salt and a little pepper. And get that out of the way. And a little bit of garlic, although you really can never have too much garlic. Now we place the camera into a better position. And we place our boneless skin-on turkey breast on the rack inside. Watch my arm there. We cover our turkey. Plug in our slow cooker. Now we go manual. We set the temp on low and we, out of range there. Manual, low temp, start. Now for this, we will be back in about 6 hours to check on it. The entire process should take about 8 hours, although we'll check it in 6 hours to see how it's going. And I will see you then. I'm going back to bed now. Hi, well, it's been about 6 hours and 48 minutes later, and I'm ready to start the rest of the cooking for our Thanksgiving Feast 2021. Now, turkey breast smells fantastic. And I'll leave that to cook for a little bit more. And I'm going to start the biscuits now. As you can see, these will be coming out of a tube, courtesy of our friends at Pillsbury. Another thing I'm making is a sweet potato and pecan casserole. First we take approximately 30 ounces of sweet potatoes in heavy syrup after it's been drained. Then we add, get this into a better position here, 1/2 cup or 1 stick of melted butter. Doesn't that look good? Turn off the dishwasher again. And 1 egg. One 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar, which we'll sprinkle in here. Now we take 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I want to tell one of my friends out there, Sean, if you're watching this, I did my best, but apparently even Amazon does not have low sodium salt. Bad joke. Now we use 1/2 teaspoon of our vanilla extract. Put the cap back on, that way if the bottle tips over, you won't lose your vanilla. A minute, please. I needed to get the little cap thing here. Now we take this and we put it on puree after we plug it in. Now we put it on puree. Okay. Now next step is to spray our baking dish with some nonstick spray. Oh, wash my arm. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now I will be making this without marshmallows. I'm not a big fan of marshmallows, but I suppose if you wanted to, you could top this with marshmallows. I'm going to be topping them, pardon my language, with pecans or pecans, however you want to pronounce those. Some say tomato, some say tomato, some say pecan, some say pecan. In my family, we always call them pecans. Okay. Now let's spread that around in there. Now don't worry if the puree didn't get completely puree it. If there's little bitty lumps, it's just a sign that you made it yourself and didn't buy it in a store. Let's open up our. Okay, here we're going to be using 1/2 cup of our chopped pecans. Try to sprinkle them in there as evenly as possible. You can also sprinkle coconut. That's another optional ingredient. And I do like coconut in certain circumstances. If it's toasted on shrimp, I like coconut. I can, I suppose, be a very fussy eater. Now, we're going to bake that at the same time that we do our... We're going to be doing that at the same time we do our green bean casserole, because I only have the single oven, not a double oven, which is the oven of my dreams. So let's get everything ready for the green bean casserole. So once the biscuits are done, both the sweet potato casserole and the green bean casserole can be cooked at the same time. Okay, now we're going to be doing the green bean casserole portion. Take our can of condensed mushroom soup, and this is coming from the French's recipe, of course, but I will be adding an a la Wesley touch. So we'll take a little bit of extra pepper. The recipe on the jar calls for 1/8, but I'm going to double that and make it a 1/4 teaspoon. And we've got our 3/4 cups of milk. Stir that all together here. With our nice little whisk. A whisking we will go, a whisking we will go. And as I'm whisking, I will also get that milk that sloshed over. I don't like to leave a mess while I cook. Okay, looks good. Now we take, now here's another a la Wesley touch. Aside from just the green beans, I will also, as you can see, be adding black olives. Okay. Ooh. Now it says that the size of baking dish I'm using should be okay, but I can tell right now that is not going to work. So fortunately, I have a larger baking dish. So let's get that in there. And get that all mixed together. Okay. Now we'll be adding 2/3 cup of our French's crispy fried onions. That's 1/3. That's 2/3. We stir that in. Now we cover that up. And we get everything into position for placing in the oven. As you can see, I've got my sweet potato casserole and the green bean casserole ready to go. And the biscuits are done. Don't those look lovely and golden? So let's get everything into the oven. Okay, now the excuse me. Don't worry, it's not COVID. I'm vaccinated. The sweet potato casserole will be baking for 25 minutes, and the green bean casserole will be baking for 30. So in about half an hour, everything's ready. We're going to have a great Thanksgiving. Now, I debated with myself whether to show you the part where I make the stuffing, since I'm just using the stuffing from our good friends at Stovetop. But, what the heck. There are no a la Wesley touches to this one. It's just the recipe and instructions straight off the box. So we get our 1.5 cups of the hot water. Okay. Now we're going to pop this in the microwave for about 6 minutes. So give me a second. As you can see, the turkey came out so... Oh, that's good. Came out so moist that it literally fell apart as I tried to lift it out of the slow cooker. So, while we're waiting for the rest of our meal to cook, we're going to cover this up with our aluminum foil. So that it doesn't dry out. I'll move this over here to the side. So our stuffing portion of the meal is nearly done. Oh, actually, sorry about that. Now we're going to fluff up our stuffing with a fork. Make it all nice and fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Just like it says on the box. Now we'll cover that and place it on top of the stove. This is a trick my grandma used to taught me. That you, since the stove is nice and warm, it'll keep if you put the stuff on top of the stove while the oven is still going, that will help. Sorry, you don't want to see my dirty old, I need to change the aluminum foil. That will keep everything warm while the oven is still going. Now we've got 4 minutes until the sweet potato casserole is done, and then we'll go on to 5 minutes after that for the green bean. And there we have our sweet potato casserole with pecans sprinkled on top. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of marshmallows, but you can put marshmallows on that. You can sprinkle some coconut. Both are very good. And I'm hoping that my roommates will like this. Okay, and there's our green bean casserole a la Wesley. We just sprinkle a few more of the onions on top. We've got our stovetop stuffing, although I did it in the microwave. We've got some gravy to cover it all. We've got our our sweet potato casserole, such a nitwit, and our turkey breast with Herbes de Provence. For dessert, we'll be having a store-bought pecan pie. Okay, so let's get everything ready. Let's put it on a plate and let's eat. Doesn't that look fantastic? Okay, actually let me make sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure I had the camera on. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my turkey first. Well seasoned, but I could have cooked it for maybe an hour or less. Live and learn. So next time I'll only cook it for about 6 hours rather than 7. This is a touch on the dry side, but that's why man invented gravy. Or woman, I don't know who invented gravy. But that is good, and ooh, the sweet potato casserole is very sweet and potatoey. And of course, you know, the green bean casserole. Oh, this is a good Thanksgiving meal. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you'll like, comment, or leave comments down below. Subscribe so you can know about future episodes. Happy Thanksgiving for 2021, and as always, eat and enjoy.